Hello everyone and welcome back to A Bit Tactical, where today I'm going to be going over the Infiltrator Saboteur for the Phobos strike team. As always with all my videos, the rules read, in which I just read the rules to you, is going to be at the end of the video at this timestamp. But I want to go straight into the guide, the tips, the tricks, all that good stuff. Let's get right into it. The Saboteur really is your elite killer, a weapon that hits on twos and has a 5-6 damage profile. That is the most damage that your entire team does. So, as such, just to put it into perspective, that's a very high chance that you're going to get all 4 hits. If you get all 4 hits, at most they can only save 2, which means that no matter what, 10 damage is going through, right? If you've got crits, then that means even more damage is going through, right? 12. Again, if you're going up against a Phobos strike team that kills one of their models. But everybody else, you do still have to get 3 to kill most elite teams. But even just injuring an elite team member is very, very good. Against Horde, this just kills them. This is just a straight up, this kills them. So the real question is when to use it, how to use it, right? You really can't use it on the same turn that you plant it. You can, but you just kill yourself with it, right? Because you could, it's a heavy, in order to detonate it, it's a heavy dash only, right? So you could dash, plant, and just detonate it right there, right? If you deem that to be necessary. But typically you don't want to do that. So the strategy really is plant it one turning point. The next turning point, use Omni Scrambler on whoever you planted it on, or just win initiative, right? just win initiative, obviously. So easy. Then you detonate it. In that case, then you're free, hopefully, right? But the problem there lies in against an elite team. It's not too hard. It's not too difficult to make sure you have the last activation so that they don't have a chance to retaliate against a model that just planted. But against a Horde team, it's a lot harder, right? If you plant it, they have 3, maybe 4 activations left. In some cases, 5 activations left before the end of the turning point, and now you're just there and exposed. So the chance to retaliate is really high. So with the Saboteur, personally, I don't think bringing them against a Horde team is really the shot to go. To me, he is the elite team killer. He is the person who goes in against elite teams, and he's very effective at it. He can wipe out a model by himself, right? Remember, it's still a shooting attack, so technically what you can do is at the end of the first turning point, let's say, you go up, plant it, dash away, move on to the next turning point, use Omni Scrambler on that one model. Whenever you activate, detonate it, right? And if that doesn't kill him, you're within 3 inches. You can probably shoot him, right? Dash closer if you need to again, and then just shoot him and finish him off. So the Saboteur to me is basically your opponent is going to lose one model, 100% guaranteed. It's not even going to take that much effort. It's not going to take that much foresight. They just lose a model. There is a second use that I could see happening with the Saboteur, right? Especially against a Horde team, where maybe you want to screen your Incursor Marksman, a veteran, whatever. You want to basically have denial here. With models that have 2 APL, it's actually very easy to kind of manage them and say, hey, no, you can't do this, right? Because with an elite team member, if you plant something, right, and it's got a 2-inch range, they can just move dash and still do whatever they want to do. But with a Horde team, if they move dash, that's it. That's all they're doing. And now they're in whatever position you want them to be. So getting them to waste their movement a little bit could be very advantageous. Not only that, what you could do is you could plant the bomb, right? And then stand like 2 inches away from it, but just outside, 2.1 inches away, right? Or put your incursor marksman 2.1 inches away. That way, if somebody does charge them, right, do whatever you gotta do to survive that. But if they charge them, now they're going to be, hopefully, within that blast range of that of the explosive, right? If somebody's in combat, they can't be targeted by a shooting attack, but they can be targeted by something that is going off, right? Like the explosive, like blast, like torrent. Stuff like that makes it so that they're not the primary target. They're the secondary target. And as secondary targets, people in combat can be targeted. So that's something you should consider, right? This is a weapon that can shoot into combat if that opportunity ever presents itself to you. Alright guys, that's it for the guide part of the video. I'm going to go on to the rules read. If you like the video, then like. If you don't, then dislike. Comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And then I'll see you later. Alright, so the Infiltrator Saboteur has normal Phobos Strike Team stats, 3 APL, 7-inch move, 3 up save, 12 wounds. He comes with 3 weapons, all of which he carries with him. The Marksman Bolt Carbine, which has 4 attacks hitting on 3s, 3, 4, lethal 5, which means that he crits on 5 pluses. Fist, 4 attacks hitting on 3s, 3, 4 damage, which is his combat profile. And then the Remote Detonator, which is 4 attacks hitting on 2s, 5, 6 damage, heavy dash only, which means he can only dash and use this weapon. He cannot do a regular move. Limited 1, which means he can only use it 1 time during the battle. Piercing 1, which means you subtract 1 save die from your opponent. And Silent, which means that he can do this while in concealment. And Detonate, which is a special rule down below. He has, in fact, 2 special rules. One of them that is attached to his Remote Detonator. Detonate, don't select a valid target. Instead, shoot against each operative within 2 inches of your explosive marker unless heavy terrain is wholly intervening between that operative and that marker. Each of those operatives cannot be in cover or obscured. Roll each sequence separately in an order of your choice. This weapon cannot be selected if your explosive marker isn't in the kill zone. At the end of this action, remove your explosives marker from the kill zone. So basically within 2 inches of this marker, if any enemy operative is within, any operative actually, is within that 2 inches, you get a shooting attack against them, regardless of terrain, obscurement, any of that. The only thing that can stop this is if heavy terrain is with like wholly blocking that model, then you wouldn't get a shooting attack against them. So it doesn't go through walls, right? But it will go through light cover. And then obviously it has the plant explosives. This operative is carrying your explosives marker. It can perform the pickup marker action on that marker, and whenever it performs a place marker action on that marker, it can immediately perform a free dash. So for 1 AP, you perform this, you drop it within your control range, then you perform a free dash, right? Now do note, if you have already performed a dash, you cannot then perform this free dash, right? Which typically means that if you are planting the marker, the explosives, you cannot detonate at that same turning point unless you're just going to detonate it on yourself, right? So that's typically how it's going to work out. Also do note that it is a marker, so technically you do drop it upon your death. So the only scenario in which this would really come up is if you have the Helix Adept revive you. You did technically drop the marker because that's how it works. So then you would have to pick up the marker if you are revived with the Helix Adept. Alright guys, that's it for the rules reads and the explanation of those rules. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment something. Remember, the rules read people, you are the best people. I like you. better than everybody else. Okay, I'll see you guys next time.